Greetings and welcome to Shadowstar. I am the Term Renegade Richard and this is Star Trek Online. Commanders, engineers, Starship artisans, welcome to this visual review of the new Gagarin Miracle Worker Battlecruiser. Those of you who are here hoping to actually see a review of its stats and abilities, well, check out the description. The link for that is there for you guys. Follow that link and you'll be able to find the video you're looking for. But this one, we're going to be taking a look at the ship's design, fundamental thoughts on the way it looks, a couple of shield visuals, and in the case of the fact that this one is for the Shepherd variant, well, how close it is to being true to form to the actual Shepherd class from Star Trek Discovery. Now, I believe none of you wish to continue remaining aboard the yacht. Let us get on to the Shepherd class herself. But before I begin on that, I do need to shout a thank you out. So a massive thank you to Negus, who has donated £50 to the channel to help support our growth. Massive thank you, because without you I wouldn't be doing these reviews right now. I simply couldn't afford to do it and you have made them possible. So a huge thank you to you. You've helped this channel out massively, and as a result the next set of reviews I'm going to be shouting you out in all of them. I hope you don't mind. Oh, and I really hope you don't mind that I took your favourite ship and gave it your name. So the USS Negus is soon to be seen. With that being said, guys, seriously, I can't thank you enough, Negus. But it's time to look at the Shepherd class. So here we are, out in the beautiful open Dyson Sphere. A glorious place to look at these beautiful ships. Right now, we have the Shepherd class in her standard configuration and form. I will add right now that there is ways to customize her, to combine her with the Gagarin class, and to change her hull aesthetics. I do strongly recommend the NX-01 hull on the ship, because it strangely works. Or the Type 5 looks pretty good. But with that being said, what do we have to talk about with this ship? Look at her beauty. The programmer that has developed and introduced the Shepherd class into Star Trek Online has done a beautiful job. The first cues that I pick up on is, one, I don't see the weapon emplacements, but I'm going to go along with the idea that these are much like you see in the Kelvin verse, where they extend from the body and then fire. So they're currently all wrapped underneath the body. You can't really see them, at least not on the top. Now, comments I have to make about the ship's design, and this doesn't necessarily come down to STO here, it also comes down to the Star Trek Discovery team, is what the are these blue grills here? I would love to know what they're meant to be. The ship isn't big enough for them to be hangar bays. I mean, yeah, it's pretty big, but the shuttles that will be coming out of that will be squeezing out of them. As well as that being said, the clamshell is underneath, but we'll look at that in a second. So I'm quite interested at that. I do love the traditional red pinstriping on the ship, though. Though I would love for someone to saucer, it's great seeing it down these, well, down the I'm gonna call it the primary hull back here. So down the primary hull, you've got these beautiful red strips. They're also continued onto the nacelles on either side of the nacelles, paralleling each other. They're very, very beautiful on there. I like how the nacelles are armoured up as well. If we can get a better look at, well, can have a good look at the one that's close to us, but looking at the one at the back there, it's very heavily armoured up. There is no visible warp grilling, so in essence, the warp coils are phasing their energy through the plating there to link to each other, which is great because this is a battlecruiser. It needs to be tough and ready, and that was a great thought from the designers of this ship. One of my random questions, though, is what's this circular grid here? I want, based on this being an engineering ship, I want to say that's probably the warp core ejection point, and this ship fires the warp core out the top rather than a drop out the bottom or whatever. But then it's so close to these windows here, I then have to argue with myself, can it really be the warp core if it's coming out of a section like that? Unless I'm massively overscaling the warp core in this ship, in which case, shame on me. But I feel like these rooms are a bit too close to the warp core or the engineering section. Or they could just be windows to the engineering, in which case, hey, fair play, that's a massive engineering section. I do feel like a lot of this back area here is engineering, specifically what I'm rounding around now. And then you have your research development areas for the miracle workers are all fundamentally in this zone. Though you gotta bear in mind this is a battlecruiser, so at no point is this ship going to be over the top. Let's get all our research and science and development done. It does minor stuff like that, and you will have rooms or suites set to the side which are for development of such things. But she's more combat ready. Now, with that being said, what are these underneath? I've always questioned these in the design, but then again, I've never really had a problem with them. They don't really fit to form follows function, but these could be a massive way of taking in particles from space to fuel it, like almost turbo-infused facades that are sitting underneath. But if we go back to the cells, you can see the facades are pretty damn big and bulky as it is. They're pretty powerful. So I'm not entirely sure what they are, unless they're a cooling system drawing in ice from space in order to cool up the ship and help it run a bit better. That might be a thing. Note on the facades is your typical Discovery facade design. I do love the circulating design in the center. And I like how there's little tidbits. They're all rotating the same direction on the smaller ones. Kind of wish the smaller ones were rotating the opposite direction. It'd just give me a weirder feel to it. But I'm not going to complain. It's a very nice design of facade. And the only thing I'd probably change is give it a little housing over it. A little bit of shield housing. Come on. Discovery team, I know what you're doing here. You're basically making these ships pre-facade shielding. So the Connie's like one of the first ships to have a facade housing. But it's not bad, and it is good. It is a good design concept. The bridge is interesting to me. It looks absolutely lovely. I have recently loved Captain Pike's comment on the way the bridge and the holographic, yeah, the whole holo feature went. Oh my, it wasn't exactly the best scoring for it, but hey, Pike ripped it down, I'm gonna rip it down too. Shush. However, the bridge does look absolutely magnificent to me. I've just noticed what's over the back bit here is also at the top of the bridge, so maybe that's sensor points or infused shielding. If this is like a focused shielding matrix to protect the bridge, and then you've got the same thing back here, then yes, that's probably engineering there, and it's an excellent design fault. Because that sort of null and voids the argument. Why did the Federation have the bridges so obvious and vulnerable? Yeah, we all saw what happened to the NX bridge once. Well, better shielding, better protection, I can live with that. Going underside, the deflector looks gorgeous. Hey, it is the Walker class deflector, as I like to jokingly call it. But on the Gagarin, I think it looks better, just flipping it over the way it is and the way those prongs point out. It's a beautiful design. And it's nice having this red grilling behind it, 'cause to me, that's it, having that additional layer of defense, additional layer of protection, making it so that it's a little bit harder to take out. It's one of the most essential parts of the ship. Or maybe it's a secondary layer of deflector. So you've got your primary one pushing the big particles, and that secondary one is keeping the littler particles from getting too close. A big thing I want to comment on now is the design swap that you get on the ship. On the upside, with the exception of the saucer itself, which is fairly curved, and it's a very nice curve to it too. The rest of the ship is very square, sharp, and angular, giving you a very old school, rigid feel, but a very sleek feel as well. You feel like this ship is fast. But you go to the underside, and that entirely changes. Everything is curved, everything is smooth, pronounced. Even those bits I commented on before, they've got a smooth housing to them. It's only when you go up to the nacelles underside where they take that away. And I'm not complaining at the combination of curve with sharp. In fact, I'm complimenting it because they've done it really well. It's not easy to combine the two together, and they've somehow done that. So, credit where credit is due. I'm not sure what this is here. Well, I'm currently got my mouse cursor over. I'm really hoping you can see my mouse cursor. I want to say it's torpedo launchers, but they might not be. So we'll see with that. Again, there is no definite points for beam arrays, so I'm going to assume again that they extend from the ship. Going towards the back, and I mentioned the clamshell before, but now we can actually see it really well. This is probably the most unusual clamshell design I've seen. It is still the clamshell design, but it's a little bit flatter and a little bit elongated. Well, okay, it's heavily elongated. Let's not beat around the bush there. It's been very heavily elongated. Hell, it puts the sovereigns and the colonies to shame with its length. But it's absolutely huge, I can see. As you will probably be paying attention to now, it's spanning 3 to 4 decks roughly. So it is safe to say that that is a huge hangar on paying attention to the number of decks the ship has. Not very many not very large ship. I mean, if I'm looking at this right, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 maybe there, 5, 6, 7. I'm gonna say I want to estimate this ship to be somewhere between 14 decks. Sorry, somewhere between 12 and 14. Maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more. No, definitely not more. Positive, not more. I've not really looked up on this ship's actual technical manual because I like to look at the ship itself and say, from my feeling looking at the ship, well, it is. It could be more, in which case, wow, I'm surprised. But off that subject, and now definitely telling me that that is not a torpedo tube at the front there, meaning, from what I can tell, it's got no forward torpedo launchers. It has a beautiful torpedo launching at the back here. Maybe it's a mine launcher. Maybe it's a small torpedo tube at the front, and these are bigger because mines at this time are bigger and they use a larger tubing. But it's an excellent launcher at the back here, right at the back of engineering, which is interesting to say. There's a door here I can spot, so that could potentially be the way it ejects the warp core. If it's got a flat level warp core rather than a towering warp core, it would be better to fire it straight out backwards, so that is a potential possibility going on there. The impulse engines as well, I'm just going to bluntly put this down to a short and sweet line. Meaty! There you go. Okay, yeah, I should probably go a bit more in than that. They're an interesting design. They're not square. They're almost square looking, but they're not square. They give you the feel of power and thrust behind the ship, which you get from the rest of the ship as well, which is a nice touch. It's a good little element to look at, really. I do like it. And it's safe to say that combining those with the way the rest of the ship feels, I mean, if you take this angle here, you can tell the ship is fast and powerful. In game, okay. Powerful, yes. Fast-ish. The maneuverability is kind of lacking, but hey, maybe they should have added an extra 2 engines and they'll have had the maneuverability. Oh, ignore me. I'm just being petty now. I wouldn't mind the maneuverability being up, though. Other things to state is the, well, the pylons. Let's be grippy here. They're split pylons, and I know that for a lot of people this will be an errant gripe. But visually speaking, from above this ship looks absolutely beautiful, and you can't really tell they're split. From the side, you can't really tell they're split. Rear, that's the only point you start to get it. You can see the beautiful split, and to me, they look really good because it's sort of a sharp hold to the ship. They're really big and reinforced. That's the question on me, is they're huge pylons, but maybe the ship can enter orbit. Can this ship fly through atmosphere? It's not overly big, so it's plausible to say it will fly in the atmosphere. And if you look at these fins on the ship, it almost looks like the ship is designed to be able to maneuver itself in atmosphere. If it was going to do that, then it would make sense that, depending on technology, it would have something that helps it maneuver through atmospheres itself. So having massive pylons that can almost act as a wing will assist the ship in basic maneuvering, albeit with size, and at this point, very dully, but it is a sweet touch. The saucer itself is something I do want to go back to and comment on here. It is a beautiful design. Yes, the shape is, the circle is absolutely brilliant and really fitting with the timeline. Curvature and way it's curving, maybe not so much, but you can't gripe to it too much because it works well for the ship's physical feel. You get the air that this ship is combat ready. She's got probably one of the best side profiles of Federation ship design, matching only really with ships like the Intrepid, the Vesta, the Sovereign for side profile. The Sabre is a good one as well. Sabre actually does it a little bit better because it's not so long, and that's this ship's weakness here. The profile is good, but it's long, giving more area to hit. Having said that, if you brought those nacelles forward and sort of, say, connecting the nacelles halfway down, the ship would look nowhere near as good as it does. So, needs must. I guess the design of the ship decided to go for form over function. Forward profile, this ship is, well, there's just no way of putting it. This ship is not a ship I'd want to warp in on me. If I saw that come at me, I'd be like, I'm in trouble. She looks tough. She looks ready. She's got a beautiful forward profile that basically says, here's my name. Here's my type. This is who I am. You're done. It is aggressive, fixed, and yet at the same time has its own beautiful elegance. Rear profile, well, we've seen it a couple of times now, but I'll go over it a little bit. This is probably my biggest gripe area because she kind of detaches from herself. It's probably where I would take, if I'll take those off, if I took these little sections out on the lower half of the pylons off, it would probably look better to me. Because at the moment they're adding bulk where probably not needed. But otherwise the ship still follows that aggressive feel. But it does give you that urge that you're not likely to see her running away, despite the torpedo tubes being at the back, not the front. But hey, that's just me. I'm probably griping a bit too much. Her under profile is gorgeous. There's not too much I want to say about it other than NX class. And it is a very nice feel to it. Also Akira class, I guess I could say. Same for going on top. But then this is, I don't know why, but I've always loved this form of ship with a saucer, singular hull going back, and then lovely pylons going up. It looks beautiful to me. But with that being said, I'm a massive fan of the Akira and the NX, so probably why I like these two parallel lines on the section going back. It gives me the best of both. It gives me my parallel struts backwards, but it also gives me my singular solid hull. I'm not gonna lie, I love the ship's design. I would go into the hull customization and all that, but I did cover that in the stats one as the final bit, because I do cover customization under stats. For those of you who want to see that, the video is linked, but right now we're going to go into visuals, and this is probably where things are going to get interesting. So immediately I'm going to break something here. Discovery vanity set on a Discovery already built ship. You know how it's going to end up looking. Well, she looks about what I was expecting. It is essentially no aesthetic change, so I wouldn't be worrying too much on vanity sets from the Discovery era on it. However, there is one that might be worth looking at, and that's the Empresses, or the Emperors. Only because it gives you that dark one. Now this you do not have from any other hull types you have for the ship. It gives you a beautiful deflector, a lovely dark feel to the ship, and the funny thing I'm going to add on to this is the fact that this actually makes me feel more of the Gagarin that you see in Star Trek Discovery get attempted to be rescued by the USS Discovery, but unfortunately we still lose the Gagarin. Didn't get all torpedoes, unfortunately, did you, Discovery? But, well, this looks, to me, this is the best aesthetic you can have on the ship if you want to go for the USS Gagarin herself. If you want to have that ship in-game, well, you can see it right now with the nameplate and everything. It is the most fitting one. And lucky for you guys, you can buy that vanity set in the exchange for not too much at the moment. At the moment. Be quick on it. Next up we have the Aegis. Now we all know how the Aegis works. She has a chrome fill and adds some blue stripping. It's not bad. On the nacelles themselves, looks a little bit weird, but hey, I won't gripe too much. However, this upper hull bit I'm going to gripe on. It's not... No, it doesn't fit on the upper. Okay, I'm just going to circle around the ship, give you guys a bit of a better view of it now, so that I don't have to look at it for too long. Can I close my eyes, please? Ha ha ha! I'm inside. Yeah, okay. Not my favourite. Alright, well, if the ball turned up in the 23rd century, this ship would look absolutely amazing, apparently. Well, anyone want to add some disruptors or plasma arrays to this ship? I think she's going to look pretty damn aggressive. Or if you want to follow up with the red Bassard still, let's perhaps add the Terran linked weaponry. Excuse me. Or you could always use the Terran disruptors from the Reputation. She's not a bad look. Deflector looks good. Bajorans! Welcome to Bajor. May the prophets guide you. The deflector looks interesting. Very interesting. Upper section of the hull looks good. Towards the back bit though, not so much. And in the nacelles-ish. I could live with it. But this is, to me, this is a very... This is the sort of hull I'd go for if I was going for the feeling of... The ship's very old and she's now a bit unloved, a little bit, needs a little bit of TLC given to her. Which of course wouldn't function very well, because if you're going on that idea, she'd take one shot from any modern ship and be blown to pieces. Oh! Section 31, eat your heart out. I think I just found your ship. Oh, she's nice. Again, you got your disruptors ready. The deflector's very, very nice. The lower hull looks absolutely gorgeous. Clamshell especially. Pylons look good. Deflector array is nice. Oh, I love that. You got red, but then you angle it just right and it turns green on you. Oh, that's a nice look with the impulse engines. Good combination design. Oh, I'm going there. She's gorgeous. Let's get a bit weirder. We're going to Delta Alliance it now. She's still somewhat green. I think people in the STO team like the colour green. But hey, not bad. Those grills look a bit different now. The deflector looks amazing, actually. Lower hull is nice. It's got a very dark feel to it, and enough green and stacks that make me feel like the Romulans got a bit involved here. Yeah, it feels like the Romulan veteran hull, only more dark than white. It's not bad though. It's a very good touch, and I love how that forward windows now becomes a bit more heavily shielded. Solonay time. Oh, was it? Oh, this almost feels like the ship was meant for the Solonay set. That is a very gorgeous touch in the ship. Deflector looks absolutely amazing. Still got your red pinstriping and bits of the hull that look lovely. Go on the upper half. Unfortunately, you've lost the pinstriping on top that I love, but the black stripping is gorgeous. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Oh, matron. She looks good. She looks pretty. I like this. I like it. Your personal viewpoint, I don't know, but I like it. Next on the run, we're going Arconian. Ah, for once the Arconian does not overdo it too much. Bit overdone on the back of the hull, but hey, the circles are the Arconian feature apparently. If you like circles, I guess not too bad. Oh, no, I take it back. Deflector's good. Deflector looks absolutely lovely right now. But, yeah, a little bit heavy on the lower side. Yeah, it's a good look on the impulse engines there. Yeah, I wouldn't want her coming at me down a dark alley. Mind you, next up, Mako. Exactly what I was expecting. Chromed out. Lovely effect. It's not overly done at all. In fact, I very much love the way the Mako looks in this ship. I think that would be my personal go-to, actually. Which is kind of worrying to say, because it's not very often I say the Mako is my personal go-to. Nacelles look absolutely gorgeous. Basards are nice. I like the bit of gold strip that's now in front of the Basards. It gives me a feel like there is a shield there. And the additional shielding shown on that front view screen is brilliant. Folian, do not let me down here, Folians. You know you're among my favourites. Oh, would you look at that? No view screen. Perfect. Love it already. Great extra blue. There's a blue highlight around the Basards that works. That's odd. The blue strip on the saucer here. Nice glow. I love it as well. It feels very rigid and hard. Very strong. I wouldn't want this ship coming at me angrily. No, definitely not. Underside is gorgeous. Nope, definitely got my favourite one here being the Foliant. Great deflector dish. Oh my. She's a good look. Next in the raid, Terran Task Force. Now this should be interesting as well. This should give us a very much a homage to the I'm not 100% sure. The yellow stips are a bit too much for me, but she is nice. She's very nice. There's blue around that back bit again. She has got a very nice feel to her. Very Section 31 feel to me right now. This to me, this is a Section 31 build. I would see this ship and go, oh, Section 31's here. That's would be me right now. Trash can, I mean dielectric. Sorry, I've really got to stop calling it trash can. I mean, no offense, but it only really works on the green aesthetic. A good save on the front window, but no. Sorry, dielectric. You are definitely my least favourite. I don't even know why I show you half the time. Jem'Hadar. Okay, well, it's already off to a good touch and a good start. Love the grey and the purple on this ship. Deflector. Oh, come on. You could have turned the red, purple, and deflector. That would have been nice, but there's a good purple behind it. Okay, I will sort. Oh no, there is a bit of purple. The red ring around the purple and green centers. That's odd. No, I don't like it. I'll have changed the red to purple and made it a bit more purpley in the feel. However, the rest of this does look very nice. There's the purple through the red. The cells are looking equally as lovely as they always do. Not gonna lie, quite like. Well, last up. You normally do a good job, Remans. Let's see. Well, the Reman prototype. Oh. Oh, that's not cool. Oh. Whew. Oh, I feel like I'm a bit hot under the collar. Screw you for being a better look than the damn. Oh my. Yes, girl. Hello. What have we here? We have an absolutely stunning and beautiful shield working. The chrome is my favorite part here. She works so well with that feel. Just makes her feel very slick and powerful. The bridge is being covered as well, which... Yes! I'm not against the windows in the bridge, because yes, the bridge is a vulnerable point to begin with. Why the is a window going to be... Considering what windows on starships are made of, bearing in mind that they're made of a version of the same hull. So basically, the ship is covered in the same metal all over. However, you've got transparent and non-transparent variants of that metal. So literally, all the windows are is just a metal. That's why they don't shatter like you see. No, it tends to tear instead and explode, much like hull. Well, safe to say, I'm in love with this chrome feel on the ship. Bring this video to an end. How would I score the Shepard class visually? Well, I don't know about you guys, but visually speaking, I feel like they've done the Gagarin proud. And I'm not... This is probably bad and good. I've got some biasness because I've been dying for the Shepard class to be in this game. I've been dying to get her and get my hands on this ship. Now that she's in game, oh, I was skeptical of whether they'd do her right or not. But they've done her right. They've done her really well. I cannot give them credit enough. So I'm going to give a 10 out of 10 visually on the Shepard class herself. She is simply gorgeous and beautiful. I'm so glad they brought her to this game. So glad they gave us her in a refined beauty with an excellent mosaic styling on the ship. Excellent detail taken on all the ship's key features. Star Trek Online, SDO, you have outdone yourselves with this ship. Thank you. I'll be flying her quite a bit, I believe. But with that being said, guys, I will thank you for watching. Again, to Negus, a massive thank you for essentially sponsoring this video by making your donation of £50 that made this possible. I would not be able to do this without you right now. So, massive thank you to you. And to everyone that wishes to see future videos, then I hope you'll hit the subscribe and ring that notification bell to stay up to date on all future content. Or if you wish to support me on a more personal level, just like Negus did, I do have links in the description as well as at the end of this. This will include the Patreon, which starts from as little as $1 a month. Now with that being said, thank you again. Thank you for getting to the end of this video. I know it's been a little bit long-winded for a visual cap breakdown. And till next time, live long and prosper. Gagarin, get yourself out of the system. Engage.